Hello, Paul Hamilton here for iPad Monthly. We're going to do an activity today called Step Inside, which is another way of looking at different perspectives, but we really want to step inside someone else's shoes. So what app could we use to really transport ourselves, I guess, into this other realm? And I reckon Tellagami is the right tool for today. No thanks. So what we're going to do is let's put ourselves, this is obviously not just going to be off the cuff, this is going to be actually after we've studied it in class, done some research, done some inquiry-based learning and so forth. But let's say our character really needs to, we're looking at Gallipoli, or we're looking at the World Wars, we're looking at what it would be like to be a soldier and walk in their shoes. How could we transport into that kind of perspective and really get into it? So first thing we're going to do here is just change the character. So I'll just change it to male. Yep, he'll do. Turn him on the side a little bit. Then we're going to go to backgrounds, and this is probably the most important bit. And so we're looking for an image, obviously, that I've saved here in the Gallipoli trenches. So that's a great little image. Let's go back to the character. I might move him over to the side a little bit. I might just turn him around this way so that he's a little bit smaller. We can put him on the side, and then we can look at the emotion. So after we've actually looked at what it was like, maybe looked at some soldier diary entries and so forth, we can start to put in an emotion. I'm just going to put in neutral, but you can put scared and angry or sad depending on the different state and so forth. You might be able to use those emotions to actually portray a certain kind of feeling. And then we'll just go back to character. And then if you haven't used before, you can actually change a lot of things, what he's wearing and all that sort of thing, but we really want to focus on what he actually has to say. So if I actually hit the back button there, you can see that there's two ways of doing this. We can put in a message there, we can record, or we can type and it actually goes to that. We've only got 30 seconds, which is also a good thing, so that we're really clear in what we're actually saying and we don't waffle on. Or we can actually type in some information and get the avatar to read it back to us, which is also a nice little feature there. So it's just a fantastic way, I think, Tellagami, of using that background and using that kind of news report, I guess, if you like, kind of genre of saying what it was like in the trenches and actually put a character, even if it's a fictitious character like this one, in the actual scene that we're actually talking about. And I think it's an incredibly powerful visually way of doing it. And would encourage you to do so. So this is called Step Into Your Shoes. Tellagami is great because we can actually get an avatar kind of in that position, giving the perspective that we're in the soldier's shoes. We can talk about the surroundings, we can talk about the conditions and the weather. We can talk about, through research, how our soldiers really missed home and the letters that they may have got. We can talk about the donkeys here and what role they played, and we can really step into that historical timeline of what it was like back then. So just a great way, Tellagami, of thinking a little bit deeper. iPad Monthly is all about being a little bit deeper in the learning this week, and I think step into someone else's shoes, or step inside, is a fantastic way to do that. Paul Hamilton here for iPad Monthly.